Off your own back, it's not easy, eh?
I think we're moving back to a live feed now.
So just looking behind the scenes now, Ray, at the chamber before the tunnel, we can see the teams there just going through their preparations. With the VFS, it's more tricky, isn't it, than the four-way for rehearsal, for practice, for dirt diving, because you've got the different transitions up and down as well.
Yeah, you've watched the teams like wandering around. They're like doing pirouettes around each other, like, you know, taking their hands around. It's quite funny to watch, actually.
Well, the tunnel has been fired up now. We can hear the wind speed increasing, and we're going to the VFS.
No, we actually
we're going to round seven of the four-way. That's a surprise.
There's the German female team, Jujurawa in the team. Sorry, in the chamber. And this is, again, it's two randoms and 2 blocks. Pretty standard blocks, again, no slot switching in this round. Block 18 there. And block 6. Block 18 is always one of those blocks where, you know, if you fight with your piece partner and you don't get the visuals right with your cross partners, it can be quite tricky, but those girls pulled it off. Jujurawa. Next in we have women in France. Block 18. Some hesitation here. We're taking a slightly different L build. Again, it's a little bit of nuances on the engineering. There are many different ways you can build the first point. It's a random point, and because it's going from one random point to a star, which is an M, different teams can build those L's in different formations. So you could have an outside center on the back of the tail. You can build it in different ways, and that's what they're doing here. Whichever gives them the best start from an L to an M to block 18. Women in France. Currently leading in the female leaderboard.
It's round 7 of the four-way. Next up, NFTO. What does that stand for, Ray?
Not for the ordinary.
What does it mean?
This is our NFTO's official sponsor. It's a company. They make clothing and do some military equipment as well. They also sponsor a cycling team, a British or UK cycling team. And they're in the tunnel. Entrance into the tunnel. Presentation there on the close of the 18. You can see just from the difference in size, like looking at the tunnel, this is why potentially that Annie and Maria switched slots, because Annie's quite tiny and Vanna's a lot taller than I was. So they've potentially had to move those slots just for the size turning pieces. And they're just finding their feet, and it's good to see. Miss Key there. Getting their rhythm back there, NFTO.
So that's the women's teams through from the system. We've got the Open coming up next, round 7. Just tell us again what the round is again, Ray.
It is 2 randoms and 2 blocks, not too technical, pretty standard. You might want to, there could be different variations on the first point that they build, but it's pretty standard. So it should be pretty even across the teams, you know, so we'll see what happens. Again, it's one of those things, you know, you've just got to treat it, 2 blocks in there, blocks with vertical movements in there, both of them, so you want to kind of see teams treat them with caution on the closes, and we'll see what happens.
Looking forward to seeing those results from round 6 when they get posted, and we'll see how it's moving on the middle of the pack. Have we got any breaks occurring?
I know they're scoring slowly. Just having a quick look up at the leaderboard. So they scored Jazz Republic a 21 on round 6, and Lupus Est on a 19 on round 6. Barak on 15, and Repack, who had some issues on that round, with 11.
So you can check out all those scores online, intimescoring.com. You can Google that and get all the information. And check out the Facebook pages as well, and post your pictures to our hashtags. We've got Let the Games Begin, Win Games 2016, and more than a tunnel. It's Saturday morning here in Ampura, Brava, Spain, with me, Regan Tetlow, and Ray Ahmed. We're bringing you, next up, the round 7 of the Open in the 4-way, aren't we?
We are indeed. That was a good round 6, actually. It's nice to see Wimby Lil actually really pushing the boat out there and going very, very fast. Whether they technically actually beat Hayabusa, the scores are going to tell us. Hopefully the judges are getting on with that scoring. So it'll be interesting to see how much they're going to push it in this round as well.
It's, it's going to be a full day. We've got the 2-way dynamics to come and the freestyle as well. What about that freestyle with the music?
It's going to be fantastic. I was very lucky yesterday just to be able to, Anna, you and Anna, the dream team, on the 2-way dynamic, so I got to see the 2-way dynamic, and I got to watch a little bit of the freestyle practice, and I am truly in awe. If there's anything, I mean, I can't do some of the moves that they do just standing here, and watching them actually be able to do that in the tunnel is fantastic.
It was a full house yesterday afternoon, wasn't it? As people were finishing jumping at Skydive Imperial Brava, they were making their way over here. We'll find that again now, especially with it being the weekend. We'll have a lot of local people arriving. Not a lot of room once it gets full in here, isn't it?
No, not too much at all. So a lot of people tuning in on live stream, but also it's great to see so many people coming in and experience this as well. And also with the drop zone just behind us, and it's a sunny day, and people are indoors. I
think people are going to be outside on the flow rider today?
I hope so. It's nice. It's warming up, so maybe hoping to get a chance myself at some point.
I think they've got some wetsuits, so you can do it in the winter. Excellent. Back to the action, Ray.
Yay.
We're about to go into round 7 with the Open. We've had the 3 female teams through. On the scores right now, we've got those 4 teams have been scored already, and let's look at the scoring there on the round 6.
Yeah, Brepack took a heavy hit there. 6 busts they took in that first round.
Clean round from Jazz Republic.
I mean, tunnel competitions, I mean, you can say, if you really want to push it, the potential for busts are always just that little bit higher, you know, just because you want to go as fast as you possibly can. And with tunnel wars, you feel like you can sometimes, you know.
I can hear the wind speed increasing. We've got the view there of the door of the tunnel. And next through is going to be team 401, Repack.
Now, unfortunately, got 6 busts in that last round, so they're hoping to probably calm it down a little bit. You know, concentrate on the block technique and concentrating on working together. Put a nice round up on the board. Oh, that's unfortunate entrance. Yeah, got it back together. Lost a little bit of time there.
I think that's the first missed entrance we've seen, isn't it?
It is the first one, yeah. I've seen somebody actually fly on their back. It can happen, you know. A little bit of a tug here, a little bit of a push there, a little bit of like over exuberance, and it can actually happen. I've been there myself. It's not pretty. Trying to get it back together, Brepack.
You can see that look on the face now. They really want to pull that back, don't they?
They do want to pull it back, and unfortunately with something like a block 18, if you try and push it and one piece pushes a little bit harder than the other, it just is not synchronous at all. So unfortunately the closes are always a little bit off. You don't see the right pictures. Brepack there. Hopefully they'll take away a lot from this competition. They're learning as they go along, you know, what it's like to compete with each other and in front of a crowd like this as well. So they'll be learning from it, you know, from whatever they do inside, they'll be learning from the competition itself.
I mean, that's an added element, isn't it? The fact that you've got all these people watching in the tunnel, and they know they're on live stream as well.
Exactly. It's amazing.
We had 130,000 views yesterday.
Wow.
Incredible, eh? No pressure, eh? Right, next team.
Amna Joey. Joey Jones with 2 of the B team from 2 of the Italian B team members, and also new guy Giuseppe Cosso. I think it's Cosso or Cosco. I can't remember. But a new guy with, well, when I say new guy, new to the sport. He's got about 300 jumps to 60 hours of tunnel, and that just goes to show what tunnel flying does these days, right? 60 hours of tunnel is quite a lot.
Expensive.
Very much so. They're doing well. They're holding it together. Consistent blocks. Don't feel like they're feeling the occasion anymore. They're working through it. It's a good dive from Amnena Joey. Concentration on people's faces, huh?
Yeah, it's a great shot, that one, isn't it?
It is. Great, Angela. See how important on block 18 is to get that timing.
Yeah, really hold your ground on the outside before you push through.
So we have Barak in at the moment. Lil flying quite high in the tunnel, so struggling with the fall rate, I believe. Pretty standard engineering here. Block 18 is one of those tricky blocks. I know I've struggled with block 18 in teams that I've done in the past for a number of years. It's a very, you have to treat it with a lot of patience and a lot of finesse. It's Team Barak.
Just looking at some results from the live stream here, Ray, of where we're being watched from. It's quite interesting getting these statistics. We're online right now, obviously. We were online all yesterday with the live stream. And the biggest views are coming from France. Next up is United Kingdom, then Spain, then Germany. They're the four main countries which are watching the live stream. We've also got Switzerland, Belgium, Russia, United States, Italy, Finland. The whole world's watching right now.
That's fantastic. No pressure at all.
No pressure. Hello, everybody.
So now we have Jazz Republic. And they're starting off well. Nice block 18. Again, it's another one of these very long teams, I like to call them. Like, they fill up the whole tunnel because they're so tall. There's an elegance about it too. Height levels there. Look like they found their rhythm on this round, Jazz Republic. Good round from Jazz Republic.
I want to see these round 6 scores, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Come on, judges.
I'm sure they're going as fast as they can.
Nice slow-mo shot there of Jazz Republic.
Great shot of Jazz Republic there. Ray?
Yeah, it's great to see. They're looking for the visuals on the closes of these 18s. And on the 6 as well. Concentration. Next then we have Lupus from Estonia, the Estonian national team. Sometimes it's very difficult to figure out with Lupus whether they're having a good competition or a bad competition, just because they have very poker face, I like to call it.
Yeah.
And but just looking at their flying, each round that they do, they look more and more comfortable with each other. She, fortunately, a lovely close of the 18 there.
A good shot there. The teams behind as well, preparing for their round.
Yeah, with their visualization, which is very important. We have got some complicated rounds, or more technical rounds coming up in the next rounds 7, 8, 9, no, 8, 9 and 10. So it'd be interesting to see. Lots of concentration required. That's Lupus Est.
Looking for that grip there. There it is. Great to see that shot, isn't it, Ray?
It's great. It makes me want to get back in there and fly.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe you can find some time later.
I hope so. It's day 2. It's Saturday morning here in Costa Brava, in Pure Brava, Spain. There's some results from round 6 going up on the board now.
Well, that was an equal round. Jojo Rio had a bust on that round, otherwise it would have been an equal round across all three teams.
That would have been incredible, wouldn't it? All teams on 20.
And we have a score up for Symmetra, so 23 on that round. They had some issues on that round, though, Symmetra.
So 23 from them. Let's see what we get from Black Cat and the Mixed Parasport and We Will and Qatar and Thunder. Interesting stuff. That middle of the pack is where the action is right now.
It is indeed. I'm quite excited to see what Wimby Lille's score is on that round. They really looked like they were pushing it.
So, to be true, we had their score there. Was it a 23 they got on the round 6?
That's correct. 23, and they're in the tunnel now.
Here we go. Let's see what they can do on this round. Remind us what this round is again.
This is L4-18-6.
Thank you, Ray.
So 2 randoms and 2 blocks. And at block 18, you have to treat it with some caution. Started well. Here's Symmetra. These guys, they're experienced flyers. You know, they've probably turned thousands and thousands of block 18s. Maybe not with each other, but you know, in different teams. So they know about the levels and the nuances and how to close that block and how to move on to the next point. I think I actually saw a flash of a smile there. So you look at the French teams, there's so much, like, they're so dynamic in their flying.
Very dynamic, aren't they?
I said this yesterday, I'll say it again, you know, if I flew like that, I'll probably be hitting the walls a lot. Be dynamic flying in another format. Team Symmetra there.
If you just joined us, very good morning, welcome. This is the live stream from the 3rd edition of the Win Games. We're currently doing round 7 of the 4-way.
Next in we have Team Tenanin.
Nice.
Nice closes of 18.
This is beautiful, isn't it?
It's good to see. Again, flying quite high in the tunnel. Oh, miscommunication there. Hoping they get it back together. Yeah. Deliberately slowed it down a little bit there so they could get it all back together and then to build up the pace again. Bit of a kerfuffle there in the middle of the round, Regan, but they've brought it back together.
It's round 7 of the 4-way. Once we've done this, we've got some interviews with Leslie Gale from skydivemag.com, and then we're going into the VFS. Who's going to be in the tunnel next, Ray?
I believe it should be
Mixed Parasport.
Mixed Parasport, that's the one.
So Mixed Parasport, is it Parasport or Parasport?
Parasport, because they're all wearing Parasport suits,
yes.
But you have 2 of the open team and 2 of the French female team. That's why it's Mixed Parasport. This is a strong lineup. And again, it's a French team, it's very dynamic flying. It's great to see. Again, they're bringing everything, they're closing on level. I think they're actually really enjoying themselves during this meet. I bump into them like yesterday, I bumped into them, I see some smiles.
Big smiles there, wasn't there?
Great to see. It's also great to see that, you know, that you can just have half a team from one end, half a team from another, bring them together and still fly at this level. It's fantastic.
And the good thing about tunnel flying is, well, you do get to see the expressions and the personalities on the face from on the live stream, but for people stood here in the tunnel as well. You don't get that in outdoor competition, of course.
You don't. And you can really, with the camera shots we've got, you get a real feel for the amount of energy that they're putting into their moves, or in some cases, in some teams, not so. And it's great to see.
Satori XL and their interpretation of round 7.
Start. This is nice.
Milko's got his sleeves rolled up, he means business.
It's a nice round for Satori so far. Oh, a bit of a kerfuffle there. Voice of death from me there, unfortunately. They brought it back together. Satori XL.
Pete always getting a little bit of knee flying and back flying at the end. He's never learned, never stops learning, does he?
Doesn't. In everything that he does.
He once told me he likes to learn a new sport every year.
Does.
He must be running out now.
I know. He's a machine. Next thing we've got Team Thunder.
You love these guys.
I do.
What does it ISR mean? Do we know?
I'm not entirely sure, I need to ask them. It's probably Rosendahl, the tunnel, I imagine.
Yeah, maybe. They look big in there.
They do. They're a tall team. I say there's a couple of teams like Jazz Republic and Thunder. They fill up the whole tunnel. Been good so far. Again, their experience level is pretty high. They know each other so well. And they really do throw everything into it as well. Concentration on their faces. They love this competition. It's great for them. Team Thunder. I finished up here after we were doing the live commentating yesterday, and I went downstairs and thinking, it's my first commentating gig, and went downstairs and I continued to talk to Team Thunder. As they were eating their lunch, I was like, no, I'll just keep talking. Great team. Great to hang out with, great, got a good vibe about them, and they fly so well as well.
You just stick around for the afternoon and watch the dynamic too?
Yes, it was fantastic. Wasn't going to miss that at all.
Still to come today, we've got the next round of VFS. That's coming up very shortly indeed. Some more scores on the screen. Satori XL with a 25 on round 6, Ray? Yeah,
25, pretty good. I mean, it looks like it's a pretty simple round, that round that we had, but I guess it had some 11s, and I think what the other one is.
Coming up shortly, we've got round 5 of VFS. Then we've got the freestyle and the two-way dynamic as well, and the finals this evening. That all kicks off around 5 p.m, I believe.
That should be good fun to watch.
Next group, the final group on the open four-way, are just outside the door and ready to go.
So we've got Tigers coming up. Ooh. Bit of energy into the entrance there from the Tigers. They look so smooth though, don't they, Regan?
They do. And what's special about this team, we mentioned it yesterday, they came from non-skydivers who were put together specifically to do this. You don't find many people doing that as a team.
You don't at all. And it's, from that part of the world as well, the commitment levels that they've got, it's great. And they have a great team vibe, In the past, I haven't spent much time with them, but I've been talking to them a lot at this competition, and they're always smiling, they're always happy to talk to you. Great, really friendly bunch of guys, and they're flying so well. Potential bust there on that last close of the 18. But flying at pace, and that's going to happen. You're going to get the odd bust if you're flying at pace that they're doing.
Well, they started the day overnight tide. Interesting to see what that round 6 score for them is going to be.
Oh, it's going to be great. I do like this camera angle. It's like you're sat outside watching it yourself.
Yeah. It's good now we've got these two views on the live screen, so you really see from that underneath view how much tunnel they're using.
Exactly. And how centred they are in the middle of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Black Cat pushing it. Can't do too much with the engineering of this dive. Pretty standard. I do like watching a Black Cat fly, or any Russian team actually. They always throw something interesting into the mix. Very experienced flyers. Lots of energy in this dive. Ooh. Little bit of mistiming there from the back piece and the front piece. Hopefully out of time though, so that should be good. Fine.
It probably was, wasn't it?
Yeah,
just a few seconds before the red light came on.
A lot of these competitors have inbuilt clocks in them, and they just know when their 35 seconds is up. Next in we have Wimby Lille. See how much they push it.
This looks fast, right? It looks like it's been speeded up.
It does, yeah. I mean, this is tricky for Katie. It's the other continuity for her. So at speed, she's getting used to it round by round. Boy, looks like he's on fire there on the back. I mean, you know, as a scratch team, a high-end scratch team like this, well, what are you going to do? You're just going to push it as fast as you possibly can.
Yeah. And like Dennis was saying yesterday, they're doing it for fun as well. You know, they just want to get out there and show what they can do.
They want to show their skills to the world, which they're doing a fine job of right now. Wimby Lille. Round of applause there for Wimby Lille. Next in we have Hayabusa.
Look at the care and attention of setting up in the door.
Yeah, they did. Their entrances tend to be very tight, Hayabusas. They don't free fly a lot. They always have a grip somewhere. I mean, it's one of those things that if you look at, different teams have different ways of doing it. Some people don't like to take the entrance in links because you can get the airflow from beneath you and it could put you off level. Whereas they have so much experience, Hayabusa, that it's not an issue for them. Shaking your head, Regan, it's just going so fast. Huh?
The speed of the block terrain.
It's astonishing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's incredible.
They make it look so easy. But then there's thousands of hours of training going on here.
What a team they are now. Bob has really just fitted in so well. Great vibe they have now.
He's finding his own now. His confidence is growing as well. You know, well, I guess, you know, after winning so many events, you always have your head held up high. Great job from Hayabusa. It was a fantastic round.
Well, is this going to be number 13 for Dennis? His 13th consecutive tunnel championships?
Looks like it may be.
Yeah. His Clash of Champions was number 12. So this could be his 13th. We've got the slow-mo for you now. Let's watch those faces.
Concentration on Andy's face there. And on Bob's.
So we're going back to some results very shortly, Ray. Interesting. I want to see those round 6 results, do you?
I do. I'm desperate to see them. I feel like jumping up and down to get the judges to actually start scoring faster.
I'm sure they'll love that. Here we go, some results now. Well, we've got there almost 20s from all 3 teams and the female.
Yeah, no, Jujurawa had one bust there. Qatar Tigers, they did have a little bit of a meltdown in round 2, just been scored for round 6. Sorry, meltdown in round 6, scored on a 22. So 3 points behind Satori XL.
It's all live action here at the Wing Games in Windhoek, and Pura Brava, Spain 2016, second day of competition. We've got some highlights coming up after the scores, and then we'll be going to the Red Bull studio with Leslie Gale from skydivemag.com. It's Pura Brava. This is Windhoek. It's January, and it's the first competition of the year, the Wing Games. Let the games begin.
And we welcome Wemby Lille, who've come in for an interview, one of the great scratch teams that we have here, who are in the lead after round one, and then lost a lot on round two. Roy, 2 years ago you were here winning with Hayabusa. This time last year you said to me it sucks not to compete. How does it feel to be here with this team now?
Well, it's always great to be competing, and I think it's really nice to be out here and just, even if it's a scratch team, I just enjoy it a lot. And of course, it's not only fun, we try to perform as good as we can, but we're enjoying the ride.
And how much training did you do before this meet?
We have in total, we have 2 hours of training before, and we finished 1 more hour here, so in total 3 hours.
And how well do you think you're doing with those massive 3 hours training?
Well, I don't think that we are there where we should be, but it is what it is, and we're trying to battle through the field, coming back to second. That's our main objective, and we do the best we can.
You're very funny, Roy. What a perfectionist. I don't think we're doing as well as we should be. Like, here you are with second with 3 hours training, having beaten a lot of the trained teams. But it seems to be a meet of the scratch teams. There's some really incredible scores going up here. A lot of teams with 25-plus averages that have only had a short amount of training. Very interesting. So, Katie, how's it working out for you on the different continuity? Because I believe you're used to flying a left-hand pattern and now you're on a right.
Well, it's for sure a challenge, but I enjoy the challenge. And the first one felt really good. The second one was kind of the explosion was my fault totally. Got totally lost, and we lost a lot of time. But after that, it's felt a lot better. So yeah, it's a challenge, but the guys are awesome, so they're bearing with me.
How are you liking flying with Julien?
It's awesome. Seriously, he's one of the funniest guys I know, and awesome to fly with.
And is there any blocks that are particularly hard to do with the mirrored continuity?
I think all at first were a little bit bizarre. Some are trickier than others. But now you put me on the spot, I can't think which ones, but they're all right. Sometimes it's good not to have the muscle memory when it's a bad muscle memory, so it's good.
You seem to be having some height differences on the close of the 4 and just being dropped. How is that working out for you?
There's a big move into the J, so you could deal with it into the J, but it's it's new, right? So yeah.
Nice job. Julien, how are you enjoying flying with Katie?
It was nice, and in a short time she adapted her flight with the right hand fly, and she's a really good flyer. Then we will continue this meet, and we will do our best. Yeah.
So will we see you return to the World Challenge with Wemby Lille?
No, we cannot, because my wife will give birth just before the World Challenge, so we decided to not go, and maybe to the Clash next year. This year.
Well, congratulations on the oncoming arrival, Julien. That's great. Thank you guys very much, Wemby Lille, and I wish you a good rest of the competition.
Thank you very much, ladies and girls. SkydiveMag.com. Let's go over to Paloma.
So here we are with Black Cat. This is a Russian team, and I read that you've been together for a long time already?
Yes, we're together for 11 years.
Okay, 11 years for a team is quite a long time. How long have you been in the sport?
It's different from each one. I'm for the 11 years, the sport, and other guys for a long time. 20 years, okay. 50 years.
Then you are a really experienced skydivers, because I guess you are skydivers also that you compete on wind tunnels.
Yes, for sure.
Do you participate as well in skydiving competitions?
Yes, of course. Our last meet was in UAE for the World Air Games, and we took third place for 4-way, and it's a good result for us.
I get now you are the second, at least from yesterday's results. How do you think that is going today?
Today will be quite difficult, because it's difficult draws for today, and it will depend from each round. And from second place till sixth place is not too much points, and everything is in future.
Yeah, the competition is going to be really, it's going to be a fight because, as you say, apart from Hayabusa, then the rest of the teams, you are really close in points.
Yes, for sure. Everybody, all team might take a second place, third place, and nothing yet, nothing decided yet.
Okay, perfect then. Have a good rounds, have luck, and enjoy the competition. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Very good morning. It's Win Games here at Windor. Ray, we're going into the next round of VFS.
I know, I'm excited about this. It's going to be an interesting round, this one. It has some slot switches and it's fast. So there's potential for high scoring, but also some big blow-ups as well. So we could see a lot of high point rounds, but also, again, if any of the teams don't get it right,